You found the Sharks Broadcast podcast. Subscribe, and if you like what you hear, give us a 5-star rating. Because you can't see the solar eclipse. Wah, 6:29. It's the Shark Morning Show.
Just locally here in Dover, I've been, running out every 10 minutes with my amazing solar eclipse viewer, Sarah.
Now wait. I have to tell people, this is a true story.
Yeah.
Train you should actually take a photograph of that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to show people my solar eclipse viewer.
Solar eclipse viewer.
Yep. Bought it at Rivers Camera Shop in Rochester in 1992.
He still has it.
And held right onto it. It is not damaged.
It's when
do
Rivers
not use it. Yeah.
was in Rochester.
Yeah, they had Rivers in Dover, and there was a Rivers network. It was in Dover and Rochester. The Rochester one is where I got this. I think it was like 99 cents, and man, I got my money out of this one. My money's worth out of that. Yeah, it's funny. I was, locally, Dover, I was driving in, and about halfway through this eclipse, I just caught it. The sun came out from a cloud, and I pulled over. It was, like a nice valley that we have a kind of farmland here, and I caught a beautiful view of it for a good 30 seconds. But the haze is really heavy this morning. Really annoying.
It is. He pulled over.
Yeah.
And took a look at it. Yeah.
So this is funny. So I got to work, and I saw Sarah's car parked deep off into the woods. And I went, oh, this is great. She's Cosmic Sarah. I was picturing you out there with a harp and some wind chimes, maybe.
Oh, right, because I'm in the back part of the parking lot.
Say, it's a cosmic day, and I thought you'd be all excited, checking out the solar eclipse there. And now it was just because we've got a few people coming in where we normally
later
park
on today.
Yeah, and I kind of laughed about that.
But all right, so we'll have to wait for how long?
The next one is going to be incredible, and it is in April of 2024, and the Path of Totality. This is where it absolutely gets so dark. It's like midnight in the middle of the day, and that's going to be April of 2024. The Path of Totality actually goes right straight through Coos County. It's going to be dark for that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Train, the stuff that you know about the stars and the planets, it's mind-blowing. It truly is.
I think planets are cool.
That's good. Hey, coming up, what was it that you saved up your own money for? What was the first thing that you bought with your own money? Hit us up right there on the app. We've got some good responses on Facebook. That's coming up next on the Shark. June 10th. Thursday, June 10th, it's the Shark Morning Show with Sarah and A-Train. What did you save up your own money to buy when you were a kid? The very first thing. Do you remember, Train?
Yeah, well, I'm going to say, I think it qualifies that I was 18. It's borderline, but I just remember the first real job where real money was coming in.
Yep.
Yeah, every week you get a paycheck, and it's like, wow look at that. And it was to buy a PA system from a band. My microphone, couple speakers, got the PA.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaker stands. Do
you remember? Did you go to Tweeter? Do you remember Tweeter? Strawberry.
It was Daddy's Junkie Music. Here in Portsmouth. That was it, and it was just it was kind of like you'd buy it, but you couldn't get it until it was all paid off. That whole type of thing. I would every Friday I would go there. I'd kick them $100 and be like, oh man, 7 weeks from now this will all be mine.
I can't believe it was that expensive.
Yeah, it was quite a system.
Wow.
At the time, it's not like it is now. You see, these systems now, these PA systems, and they're just like this very light, pole or something that you set up. I mean, you can carry it with one hand.
Oh, yeah.
Those PV speakers that I had, man, they were like 700 pounds a piece.
Those JBLs, we used to call those junk but loud. JBLs. And they were wicked loud. And now David takes out a Bose that he has, and it's this little tiny speaker, and it carries for miles.
Yeah. Fills up the whole room.
Yeah.
And you could literally carry it with like one finger.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what they've done with that.
Yeah, it's true. I can't wait to see all the gear at Shark in the Park, by the way. That's starting up on July 7th. Rosie is going to be our first performer there. But the first thing that I ever bought, spent my own money on, was an album. I got $5 for working in my mom and dad's store when I was a kid. So I walked down to Bradley's at the time in Nashua and walked down there, and it was a decision that I had to make. Was it going to be the soundtrack for Pete's Dragon, because I really liked Helen Reddy and I just saw the movie? Or was it going to be James Taylor because I like that tune, Your Smiling Face?
Oh, nice.
So
okay.
In the end, James Taylor won.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a difficult decision to make, when you're budgeting at that age.
Yeah. What was it? $5? I mean, compared to $800 that you had to make?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I think you work hard and you save up your money and you go buy, a big thing for you at the time.
Yeah.
There's no wrong answers here.
No, that's true. I think it instills values into kids,
Oh, yeah.
Like you can get this as long as you save up the money. And, I did that with Colin and we bought a few things that he wanted. It was usually a video game. Yep. But, that's fine. Save up your own money.
It makes sense. Yeah. When you hear for the first few years of your life, just waste money on that, waste money on that, waste money. And then once you actually work for it and have it, then you realize what that means. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I was always just absolutely astonished at how my mother and father paid all the bills. I was astonished. I'm like, how do we even breathe? Like they've got to pay for everything. When that lightning bolt hit me, that absolutely everything, the lights on, everything comes out of my mom and dad's pocket. I couldn't believe it.
Every drop of water. Oh,
yes. Yeah. It was everything. Anyway, hit us up right there on the app if you want to let us know what your very first thing that you ever bought with your own money was. We'll run them down for you later on. Stevie Nicks coming up on the Shark. Hoff's doing these days. Do you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I got to look her up. Anyway, it's almost 7 o'clock. It's a Shark Morning Show. We're talking about things that you bought as a child with your own money. The very first thing that you ever bought. And we get some good responses on our Facebook page.
Yeah, a lot of good ones. Patricia says a trip to California when I was 15.
Patricia,
that sounds like quite a story.
She is dropping the mic right out of the gate.
I know what I heard that was 15 and you're off to California. That sounds like Jenny Gump or something.
Yes, yeah. There's a conversation I want to have with her about Patricia and her parents.
Aha.
So maybe some other time.
It does. It seems like that'd be a good situation. Good novel.
Yeah.
Patrick, he says as a kid, it was a Lego set. Now as an adult, he matured and it's an Xbox. I like that one. We've got a lot of people saying my car, but, we got this one from Philip. He says my first car, a 1972 Buick Skylark Sun Coupe.
Oh, okay.
I walked to work every day, saved $35 a week. Very rare, a classic. And he's got a picture here. It's Butte.
Oh, it's a Butte. That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah. Denise, this is another one. These people will say stuff and I go, I want the story. And Denise has a horse. She saved up to buy a horse, which is very nice.
Well, kids can be very persistent, so maybe that was an exasperated parent saying, fine.
Yeah.
If you save up enough money, we'll get you a horse.
Yeah, I want a pony, or in this case, a horse. And maybe that's what happened.
Yeah.
Got a good one from Les. It says, a telescope when I was 12, it cost $200.
Ooh.
And then the next item was a brand new car that cost $3,500. 8 years later, still have them both.
Get out.
Yeah.
What kind of car is that?
I don't know, $3,500 for a brand new car? Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I got to think, there we go.
That, too, is a classic. Yeah. All right, thank you so much for your answers. You can also chime in right there on our Facebook page. It's Bon Jovi. 7-Eleven.
Yeah, got the brain strain rocking on your Thursday morning, and I found this one very interesting. Of course, everybody loves the Alpaca Craft Barn. Man, the phone lines light right up for this one. The Alpaca Craft Barn right at the Ridge in Rochester. You got to check that place out. It's wicked cool. Shop local. Find unique products and gifts at the Alpaca Craft Barn. Get your gift card if you solve this.
I love them because they make stuff out of, natural material that doesn't hurt the animal. I love that.
Yeah, it's wicked fuzzy and soft, too. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of a fun one. We got angry New Englanders for this one. 40% of, I'm going to double up on the angry. 40% of angry New Englanders eat this whenever they're angry. I know that's redundant, but 40% of New Englanders eat this when they're angry. What's their go-to? What is it?
When they're mad. 877-45-SHARK. Now, it's not booze. It's not something that you drink.
Yeah.
It's something that you actually eat.
Yep.
And everybody eats it. So it's not just for adults or whatever. Everybody eats this thing. 877-45-SHARK. What is it? If you get the answer we're looking for, you win the gift certificate to the Alpaca Shop.
Yeah, Alpaca Craft Barn.
Dire Straits and TLC coming up next.
Are you looking...
7:26. We're playing the brain strain. Your question for today, Train.
Yeah, 40% of New Englanders, well, they eat this whenever they're angry. What is it?
877-45 Shark. Good morning. What's your guess?
Good morning. Is it ice cream?
Oh,
Hey!
It is ice cream.
Very nice.
This is so strange. Who's this, by the way?
Corey.
Hey, Corinne, I got to tell you a story. So, Train and I get together and we plan the show, right? So this is before the show started, and we're talking about things, and I'm like, oh my God, Train, I have been eating ice cream, like a huge bowl for the past 2 nights, which I never do. I haven't been doing, I should say, you know? And so I'm like, oh, it's been so stressful. I just want to go home or whatever. Then he goes, Sarah, you will never believe what question I found for the brain strain.
I was looking right at it.
So weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the best comfort food.
I think you're right. I think it just makes you happy, you know? So, oh my gosh.
Anything sweet.
Yeah, it's true. Corinne, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
I like butter crunch. Or pistachio.
All right. That was pretty good.
Terrific.
All right.
choices.
Hang on just one sec.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know. It's difficult, though, with ice cream flavors to sound angry when you're saying them. Butter crunch. That just doesn't have it. It just sounds so happy.
Pistachio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Donatello, by the way, would not approve of the ice cream. Neither would his beautiful wife, Kelly. But yeah, you know, that pistachio, that reminds me of a story. My niece, Katie, got mad at her brother, Patrick, once, and she was maybe 4 years old. And they're a year apart, right? So he was 3 doing something annoying to Katie or whatever. So she couldn't think of an angry word because she's 4. So she didn't hear any angry words. So she looked at him and she goes, "Oh, Patrick, you're such a pistachio." And she called him a pistachio.
All right.
Which I thought was
creative.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was like, oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, it's true. She did not sound angry. She just sounded really cute.
Yeah. No, it does. You know, like, I don't know. It's the New England favorite is black raspberry. You can't say anything and sound angry when you're saying a flavor.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Rocky Road, cookie dough.
It just makes you happy. Rick Springfield coming up on the Shark. It's 7:36. It's a Shark Morning Show with Sarah and A-Train. Such a beautiful day. Don't you think about vacay?
Oh, this is it. It's unbelievable, isn't it? How this time of year, you harken back to being a kid.
Yes.
And you get that, for the first, 12 years of our lives, at least scholastically, you get around now and it's like, you just get this like feeling of intense happiness is happening because you're just so conditioned to think about summer vacation.
Yep.
The kids in Rochester School District, they're not going to be out for the summer until June 22nd. June 22nd. It got me to thinking, you know how we always say, oh, back in my day, we had it so much rougher than all these kids. Well, first of all, they'd like the snow day nowadays, the postmodern destruction of the snow day with the technology that they have.
Yes.
There's no snow day anymore. So you would think that.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of snow days, but...
Yeah.
They call a snow day for an inch of snow.
Yeah.
I mean, we've said that before.
But they just go remote now, now they get their face in the Zoom screen.
Yeah.
But on top of that, we used to have much longer summer vacations. I went back to 1981 because, me and my memory. My ma's birthday's June 11th, so Christy's birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, Christy.
So happy birthday, Ma. I remember having the first day of summer vacation on her birthday, June 11th, and I remember going back. We would always go back the Wednesday after Labor Day, which that year hit as late as it could possibly hit. September 7th was Labor Day, so we were back on September 9th.
Oh.
June 11th is September 9th. These kids now, they're back in August.
Yeah.
They're legit back in August. So June 22nd to August something.
I know.
It just doesn't sound anywhere near the same.
No, it doesn't sound fun.
No, you get like you're happy in like July.
Yeah.
Like, it's July. I'm good. And then after that,
Did you ever think to yourself, I mean, I think teachers are the most, they should be the most valuable people in our communities because we entrust them with the care of our children.
Yeah.
For several hours during the day.
Oh,
So
I have all I can do to keep like 3 kids happy for 15 minutes.
Right.
They're doing 30 or more.
Uncle Bob, Train, will you take the kids to like Dairy Queen? Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, I can do the Dairy Queen run. That's my jam.
Right. But I always think about teachers and summer vacation.
Oh.
How I wish that I had been a teacher.
Oh.
But if you're a teacher worth your salt, the teachers that I know work on during the summer vacation.
Yeah, you got to prep. Got to get the next work in there already, huh? Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that I cannot believe how they do that and do it so well.
Oh, I know. But then you've got the February vacation, you've got April vacation, you've got like Christmas holiday.
Yep, that's
and then
usually
you got
about
the
10
summer.
days.
I
That's
always
good.
get so jealous.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, to have all that time, But what are you going to do?
Yeah, I would think about 5 minutes with 30 kids, and I'd start thinking the other. Is it June 20? Is it June 22nd yet?
You can have all the time off you want.
Yeah, right. I apologize. I'm just in this school time mode. All I'm thinking about is the last day of school. That used to be such a big deal with me. So I got a question in my mind to put it up on Facebook.com/Shark Morning Show.
Yep.
I said, did you ever have perfect attendance? Were you in school? Or were you quite the opposite? And we actually got quite the response.
Yeah.
I like this because I'm pretty much, as high school hit,
Yep.
I was awful.
You didn't go to school a lot?
I was awful. I would, I was just.
I would not have predicted that.
Oh man!
I would have thought that you were at school every single day.
No, it
on
was
time.
It was a situation.
Oh.
We could only have 20 sick days a year, and honestly, by around now, I'd be like, all right, I'm at 18.
Oh.
It's like I don't know. I couldn't sleep. I just would
Wow.
feel so awful.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. But we've got people all over the place. Patrick says my mom worked in the school district, so I need to be near death to not go in. That's a rough gig. Cindy says something similar to her mom. I was somewhere in between. The only time I was allowed to stay out of school is I was legitimately sick. And then Philip, he says, are you kidding? I was lucky if I even arrived.
Oh, no, Philip, come on.
Nobody had perfect attendance. I thought, because you get those folks that are all about the perfect attendance and would have it. You'll hear stories about people having it throughout their entire scholastic career.
Yeah, my stepson is like that, Wesley. I remember him, we had to hold him back from going to school because he was so sick one day. He's like, no, I got to go to school. I was like, no, you're not going to school.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you get a stomach bug or you get a real bad cold or something. You got to stay out.
Yeah.
But that used to fascinate me how people would do that and have perfect attendance year after year.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I knew that I could start getting away with stuff when my mother let me stay home from school because I had a job in high school. And I worked until 9:30 at night at Elmy's department store, which doesn't exist anymore. And I wouldn't get home until 10 o'clock. And then, I'd have to get up early the next day.
Yeah.
So I used to get up sometimes and I would be like, Mom, I don't feel good.
And it would work?
Oh, totally.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And I knew that sometimes she knew that I was just tired. So she would let me stay home or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I got decent grades. So, if I miss a day here or there.
Yeah. No, it was awful in high school towards the end. My senior year, I was better once I played football. It just, I don't know, I got in better shape or something and I was fine. But
you got more oxygen to your brain.
That's exactly
what
it.
happened.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Oh, my goodness. Sarah and A-Train, Governor Sununu with the show. And Governor, I was very happy to hear that you have the government of New Hampshire invested $100 million in mental health. That was just awesome news.
Yeah, it's really great. Look, one thing that we're coming out of COVID, but one thing COVID did was that everything kind of got crunched, if you will. We had made huge progress on mental health and opioids and issues with abused kids, but a lot of that kind of not fell apart, but they didn't have the workforce and everything was different. So we just want folks to know we're not taking our eye off the ball. We're doing the right thing. And through an executive order, I just said, we're going. And for years, we've made good progress, but there's always a barrier here or there. And I'll just say an excuse here or there. Well, we can't do that. We can't. I'm just I said, I'm done. I'm done hearing we can't. I'm done hearing about barriers. We are going. Yeah. And everyone else is going to have to kind of catch up with us. And I just don't accept those barriers anymore. So we're not just putting funds in. We're changing some rules and regulations. We're bringing in some more private providers. We're bringing in some more workforce. We're putting all these different tools. It doesn't mean that the problem goes away, although it was nice to see our emergency weight room list go to 0.
Yeah,
which
0.
was really exciting.
Woo. Yep.
In just a couple of weeks, we were seeing huge tangible results. Still a lot of work to do, though.
All right, Governor, you've got a tough thing to do here. You got to make something sound like I can figure it out. The state budget thing with the New Hampshire Department of Energy. Maybe this could end up with like smaller electric bills. Can you try to explain this to me?
So here's the simplest way to explain it. We're the only state that really doesn't have a Department of Energy. We have all these energy bills and policies. We have renewable energy programs. But we have no Department of Energy that really does this. So we have this Public Utility Commission that is a bunch of judges, and they do a great job, but they also manage policy. So we said, look, we're just separating it out, and this group is kind of handle policy and investments and contracts around energy, renewable energy, and working with providers, and we'll leave like the Public Utility Commission that helps manage and create rates over there. And so we're separating those two pieces. So it's pretty simple. It's just it's a group. They do the Department of Energy will do things like LIHEAP, which is they'll help low-income families pay their oil bills and things like that, or weatherization assistance grants programs to families and homes around the state. They'll manage those types of programs going forward. And then they're going to come into your house and they're going to look at every electrical outlet and make sure they're exactly 12 feet apart per bill. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
So, Governor, in thinking about your visit with us today, I was wondering, and I've wanted to ask you this for a long time. What is the one thing that you get the most complaints about?
My hair.
Oh, God.
Boy, that's a tough one. What do I get the most? Look, COVID was really tough for a lot of people, and so that was one of the things where I'm like, look, I accept that almost every decision I had to make there was going to get a lot of people really upset, and I just kind of accepted that. Now, I see on social media sometimes that people will say, oh, the governor's doing another photo op. Why isn't the governor always, in the State House more? Why is he, at that new food pantry, putting a ribbon at a new food pantry? And it's like, that's the job. We're trying to promote the state. That's a big part of the job. So I always find those complaints really odd when they're like, I feel like people need to see a GoPro camera on me 24/7 sitting at the desk with a pen in my hand. Trust me, we do a lot of that. That stuff's just kind of boring.
Yeah.
I mean, we do it, but I don't know if people want to see more of that. I think they'd be shocked at how much of my job is fairly boring.
Yeah.
I was with, we were designing plans for broadband expansion the other day. We were working on the mental health plans. That takes hours and hours of work.
Yeah.
But when I go out and get a cookie somewhere, and I'm like, hey, I really love this cookie at this new bakery. My gosh, people complain like I've stolen their firstborn. My goodness, I just wanted a cookie, for goodness sake.
Well, I think your hair looks fine.
Yeah.
If my vote is,
There's not much of it left. So I appreciate that.
All right, Governor Chris Sununu. Well, thank you ever so much for joining the show, and
Anytime, guys.
It's
keep up the great
press
work.
conference day, Sarah. It's press
today,
conference day.
what's the big agenda today for the press conference?
Here's an amazing thing. There's not a lot of huge announcements to be made. That we're kind of getting out of the vaccine game in the state. We'll talk a little bit about the transitions happening there. Some of the new funds from ARP money, as they call it, from the federal government, that's already going out. So there's not a whole lot of big COVID-driven announcements, which is a really good thing, right?
Yep.
And we'll probably even start pulling back on those a little bit. But no, that's it. We're in. I guess that's a sign that we're doing really well here. We really are.
That's awesome. I'm still.
And I just got to tell you guys something. I'm building a patio in my backyard.
Oh, you are?
It's taken me a long time.
Okay.
I've been off way more than I can chew.
Yeah.
But every weekend I'm listening to the Shark constantly. I don't know what it is.
All right.
Down. And every Saturday and Sunday, if I'm not working or out and about, I'm moving my stone to the Shark. So
nice,
Right.
very good. Do you enjoy the 80s weekends that we provide to you, Governor?
80s weekend, and I got my tickets. You guys inspired me so much on the weekend. I already got my tickets to Hall & Oates at the Bank of America.
All right, nice. All right, we'll definitely see you there.
There we go. That's wonderful. I'm still going to call that a Shark Morning Show press conference preview exclusive.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's great, Trey.
And now it's time for the game that's sweeping the nation. Who are you? Try to guess the famous celebrities in just 3 clues or less. Everybody put your hands together for your two hosts and your two players, Sarah and A-Train.
Yo.
All right, it's theme week this week. One Tune June. We've got big stars who only had one hit on the pop charts. Big time stars. This woman, so it surprised me. She's as young as she is. She's 72 years of age. She had a number one hit back in the early 70s. And she's still only 72 years of age. Like I said, she's 72 because she's been playing an old lady for like 50 years. In fact, this old lady.
Was she on the Carol Burnett show?
Yes.
It's Vicki Lawrence. Yeah, Sully!
I'm telling you.
Out of the park.
I'm going to do, we got to open up One Tune June for the rest of the month. This is amazing. You're really good at One Tune June. Remember
that ain't
the song?
No way to treat. No, that was Helen Reddy.
The night.
No, not the night Chicago died.
No,
that
night.
was Paper Lace.
Very good. The night the lights
went out on Broadway?
Went out in Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Number one tune.
My goodness.
Yeah, it was taken over by Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree. Tony Orlando and Dawn. But that was a number one tune for number one in Canada and in America for Vicki Lawrence.
All right.
Yeah, and she, interestingly enough, plays, Carol Burnett's mother, and she's 16 years younger than Carol Burnett.
Yeah, I remember that. And, it's funny that you gave that clue because that was a factoid back in the day that she was older.
Oh, yeah.
She was younger than Carol Burnett. So,
yeah,
anyway.
They did look quite similar back in the day. Yeah, Mama. It was Thelma Harper is Mama's real name.
Oh,
yeah.
Thelma Harper. Okay, good. Very good. All right. This guy, he was born upon this day, June 10th, 1928.
Okay.
It is his birthday today. He passed away in 2012.
All right.
And I will tell you, he is a writer. He is more often known as a poet. He wrote children's literature. For instance, he wrote Where the Wild Things Are.
Oh. Uh-oh. I am not going to be able to think of his name, I'm sad enough to say.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's just one of those, like, I could probably get it on multiple choice.
His name is Maurice Sendak. I'll just give it to you.
Yeah.
Yep. He was one of my favorites when I was a kid.
That's a great book.
Yeah. It really is a great kid. Really great book. I remember loving the illustrations, so yeah.
Yeah.
Give him props today.
That was it. I think the kid he went to bed without supper or something, and then he wound up on that place where the wild things are.
Yeah, that's very true. Maurice Sendak, happy birthday. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday to you, too. Go get yourself some cake. Simple Minds coming up on the Shark. 8:45, it's the Shark Morning Show. What was your favorite part of today so far, Train?
Well, you know me, Sarah, and my absolute obsession with the Thursday press conferences, the state of COVID, the press conference with the governor. Mm-hmm. We had the governor on, and it was an exclusive preview of I'm calling it a Shark Morning Show exclusive preview of today's press conference.
Yep. You want to know what's happening at 3 o'clock? Just listen to us.
You know.
I love the fact that he listens to the 80s weekends when he's trying to, work on his deck.
Yeah, get the patio going.
That was like a couple years ago. I think he started that patio.
It's quite a process.
Anyway, it's 8:46. I did like that as well, actually. I like that. And I like the fact that he gets a lot of flack for his haircut.
Yeah. Why, he does all these things, but yet he goes out to get an ice cream somewhere and people start to complain.
Yeah. My second part of today, though, is the brain strain when the answer was, what do we do when we're angry?
Oh, yeah.
And the answer was, we eat ice cream.
That's it.
Because ice cream is a powerful thing. It makes you happy.
New Englanders' appreciation of ice cream is well renowned.
Yes, it absolutely is. Hey, we've got the workday kickoff coming up next. 3 hours of continuous classic hits. Billy Joel kicks that off next on The Shark.
The Shark is your